So welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here to learn a little bit more about Cevo and our consultants. My name's Dave Cooper. I'll be your host. I am a family man with 3 children. I do dragon boat racing, and in my spare time, I'm the ACT State Manager for Cevo. But today, we're not here to learn about me. We're here to learn a little bit more about Matt Merriel, one of the newest members of the Cevo team. So without further ado, Matt, you know that I'm a father, I'm a dragon boat racer, and I work for Cevo. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Matthew Merriel. I've been with Cevo now for all of, I think it's about 2.5 weeks. Been working in the AWS and public cloud industry now for well over a decade. Spent the last 5 years specializing in AWS technologies, an AWS certified DevOps and Solution Architect professional. Got machine learning specialty, DevOps specialty, Alexa skills. In fact, I collect them like Pokemon. In my spare time, do a lot of IoT, Internet of Things, and currently working on a lot of robotics, self-driving robotics and those sorts of things using RoboMaker.
Wow, fantastic. Cool fun. I think today we really wanted to focus in on something that's been running around the traps for a little while, and I know that you've got a point of view. I'd love to have a discussion around what is DevOps? What is site reliability engineering? Are they the same thing? Are they different? Let's have a discussion about SRE. So maybe first of all, you could help us navigate, what's the difference between SRE and DevOps?
It's an interesting thought process. If you think about DevOps as a methodology, it's a framework in order to enable organizations to increase the quality of their software, reduce the time between feature or fix releases, and to overall improve the resiliency and the performance of their systems, and get the maximum value out of them. Site reliability engineering, or SRE, is a methodology and a framework implemented by Google back in 2004. Which is sort of Google's approach to engineering an operations team. So Google are a very software development focused organization, and they gave the task of what should an ops team look like to their software developers, and SRE is what came out. At a high level, SRE is aimed around the idea of improving the quality of the software, making sure that your features and your fixes are delivering the best value that they can to the customers, and enabling you to maintain the level of uptime, availability, and resiliency that your customers need. So there's actually a lot of overlap between SRE and DevOps. So it's not really a question of should I do DevOps or should I do SRE. It's more a matter of leveraging some of the ideas of SRE that Google have developed over the last 15, 18 years, and using those to actually engineer and implement the ideals and the principles and the key tenets of the DevOps methodology.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you properly here, I guess DevOps isn't really truly defined. There's no operating manual for DevOps, is there?
No.
We go on and say, this is the perfect DevOps implementation, and here are the processes and methodologies that we need to work with.
Exactly. It's just a set of ideals. It's a framework and a methodology that you can use.
SRE, unlike DevOps, is a little bit more prescriptive in the sense that it provides some guidance and, if you like, some boxes to tick around what needs to be done to operate appropriately in an SRE fashion. And I'm assuming that we can take some of those principles and just overlap them directly into what someone might call DevOps.
Absolutely, right? So again, if we think back to our DevOps, we want to increase the rate in which we deliver features to our end users, be they internal end users or our physical customers. But at the same point in time, we need to draw a line between increasing the speed of releases versus the stability and the availability of our application. We don't want to constantly be changing things because that'll disrupt our customers' experience or will increase the amount of time the site spends down. And SRE defines some very clear rules and ideals around how you make that determination of, am I able to do another release today, or have I already expelled what they call their error budget or their risk budget? And do I need to, wait a little while in order to regain stability before I, push additional features? It can also work inversely, where if we've gone through, a long period of stability and things have been going very well, we can actually take that opportunity to experiment a little bit more, or maybe increase the risk appetite to test some of the bigger and more valuable ideas that we've sort of been holding off on. So it gives you that clearly defined, can I do it? Should I do it? Yes, no. That the DevOps framework of these are the ideals you should be pushing for doesn't quite give.
Great. Oh, one of the things I love about the way that we work at Cevo is that we're really pragmatic in the way that we consult with our customers. So we don't like to go in with a religious doctrine about, this is the perfect DevOps method and you must implement this method or you won't be successful. We're a lot more pragmatic than that. And it sounds like that kind of combination of DevOps plus some of the learnings and embedded practices of SRE are a really good set of tools for us to draw on to look at a customer, where they are in their journey and what might be practical and pragmatic components for them to think about embedding in their processes. Talk to me a little bit about what are some of the symptoms that we see at customers that make us think, hey, maybe we need to move the conversation a little away from this ideal of DevOps and into something a little bit more structured like SRE?
So one of the big issues that we sort of see a lot of is everybody understands the 30,000 foot view of what DevOps is. It's going to make me more agile. It's going to enable me to do more for less. And, I'm going to be able to push features out the door really, really quickly. And a lot of our customers, they've heard of a lot of the tools, be it Terraform or Ansible and the ideals around infrastructure as code, but they don't grasp that these are small parts of the bigger DevOps ideal. So, a lot of these tools focus on the automation aspect. Of defining the configuration of the environment, helping automate your CI/CD pipeline, helping validate your unit tests or your regression testing prior to deployment. But all of that doesn't help if the organization doesn't have the developers and the operations team working together. It doesn't work if you aren't working hand in hand with your testers to make sure you have clearly defined tests that are in place. We can rapidly deploy code straight into production, but if we've got no idea about the health of the environment or the health of the application, then for all we know, we may have just pushed bad code that's not going to work. We would have been better to not automate the process and not have pushed it to production in the first place. So unless you're reducing those silos and getting everybody in the same room working together, you don't sort of get the benefits out of all of it. You can automate it, but you're just going to automate your speed to failure rather than automating your success. And that's one of the big things that we work with our customers to sort of help understand is it's as much an organizational transformation as it is a technological transformation.
Yeah, really good point. And I know in our Cevo methodology, we really make sure that we're looking at the platforms, we're looking at the tools, we're looking at the processes, we're looking at the governance, But finally, we're also looking at those skills and the culture of the organization. And all of those things need to line up for an organization to really get the benefits that we profess from cloud, to get that agility, to de-risk their projects and find the efficiency that they're looking for. Given that we often come into a customer and they are where they are on their DevOps journey, what's some good practical first steps that we can do with a customer to help them adopt some of those principles of site reliability engineering? Where would you start?
So the first place we sort of start is to get a strong understanding of sort of where the organization is in their journey, what they're trying to achieve. Because if you don't have that base level understanding of, as you said, the systems and the practices behind and what the business themselves is actually trying to achieve, then you're not actually going to succeed in any sort of transformation project, be it DevOps or anything else. Once you sort of got that sort of that base level of understanding of where the organization's trying to go, we then sort of sit down and work out, well, okay, what pieces do you already have? Do you already have people who know how to script in a particular language, be it CloudFormation or Terraform? Do you do any infrastructure as code? Because if you do, then we should probably look at leveraging those tools to help you achieve your goal, rather than prescripting, this is the tool we use and this is how you're going to do it, because you're going to end up throwing away a lot of that internal prior knowledge and have to effectively reset your team to zero, which again is going counter to those traditional DevOps ideals of moving quickly. You don't want to have to relearn everything to go quickly. That's one of the big benefits of the team that Cevo has, is that we have that deep domain capability in each of the main tools and ideals in order to be able to enable the organization to go forwards. From there, it's just a matter of working with the teams at an organizational level and a more granular individual level to either upskill in a particular area by running brown bags, running small informational sessions, introducing them to AWS and some of the material that they've got, or even at a much more organizational level, helping them transform business processes around getting your developers and your operations teams to work together, visualizing the work through the introduction of agile tools, maybe Jira or Atlassian or any of the ticketing systems, and then sort of sitting down and augmenting the existing team so that they can leverage our experience and what we're seeing in the industry to sort of uplift the capability of the whole team, so that what we're doing is enabling the team rather than leading it, so that when we eventually leave at the end of the engagement, we've enabled everybody else that's there to be able to continue in a better position than when we found them.
That's fantastic. And that really lives up to, one of our Cevo values, which is around ensuring that we leave our customers in a better place than when we arrive. Are robots going to take over the world? Is Skynet really coming?
I'm going to say yes, so that they know I'm on their side.
I love it. Very diplomatic. Well, it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you. Thanks for a really delightful discussion. Yeah. I really look forward to working together and helping some of our customers solve their challenges with site reliability engineering, DevOps, and the Cevo way. Thanks, mate.